I have a wonderful electronic invention I want you to see.
Alright, so we are at a stopping point on the old LS Miata. Almost done. Exhaust tomorrow. But since we can't really do anything to that today while we're waiting on parts and the exhaust to be done, we're going to do the long awaited Xperi Miata engine teardown. So for those of you who don't know or didn't see the videos, this engine went through a whole slew of abuse. We ran it on moonshine. Alright, this is my fuel pump tank assembly. We ran it on rubbing alcohol. Satyrs will say it's Photoshop. Everclear, we ran it on acetone. It only really ran well on denatured alcohol and acetone. And then we used syrup as engine oil. Aunt Jemima engine oil, here we go. Oh yeah, we got a taste on here. A little bit. Ready?
How'd that taste?
Like syrup.
Think it's gonna work?
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's kind of buttery.
It does have some butter to it.
Aunt Jemima would be proud.
Vegetable oil as engine oil.
Very serious.
And definitely the syrup, I'm pretty sure, killed it, because we started out with good oil pressure when we first started driving it, and we just beat on it and beat on it. Didn't turn the fans on because we forgot. Beat on it some more. We probably had the oil up to like 300 degrees or something ridiculous. I mean, we literally beat on it nonstop. In hindsight, syrup breaks down into sugar because that's its base, basically. So we basically crammed a bunch of sugar through the oil passageways of this engine. So my prediction is that we're gonna get in here and we're gonna find a clogged oil pickup, like strainer. We're gonna find clogged oil ports going to the head. We're gonna find a lot of scarring in the cam journals. We've got a hole in the block. Well, not the block technically, the oil pan. We got a hole in the oil pan already, so we know that much. I think there was another one. Oh yeah, there's another hole over here. You see that? So everything inside there is going to be trashed, but I think definitely the root cause boils down to the syrup as oil, because it just got hot and it broke down. It's one of those things you always think with using random stuff as oil, like the idea of syrup sounds like it would work because syrup's got a high viscosity level, and you would think, and it did work at first, you know, it created good oil pressure and everything, but obviously it doesn't go in engines for a reason, it breaks down. So I'm real curious. I know a lot of you have been really curious to see what's inside. We'll try to cut the oil filter open and stuff, so we're just gonna tear into it. Let's do it. By the way, here's some chunks of piston that we've got. Got a rod bolt. All of this was found in the parking lot where we blew it up, in Mexico, of course. We gotta start by just ripping all the extremities off. We gotta rip the intake manifold off, water pump, things like that. Then we'll get into the valve cover. Go ahead and pull these plug wires off. It could just be from rain. That's probably just from rain. Yeah, it didn't have a seal. We ran so many different fuels through here. It just smells, the fuel smells super funny. Oh, also, by the way, for those of you who are new to the channel, we're doing a Drift Vet giveaway. So I've got my C5 Corvette, forward on digressive BC coilovers, has Nice seats, nice seat brackets, full stereo, steering wheel, angle, wheels, comes with drift spares, like the works. It works great as a normal daily driver as well. It's a really sweet car. I'm sad to see it go, but it's time to move on. There's a lot of other projects I want to do and a lot of things I want to do for the channel, so it's time to let go. But anyway, strangesweepstakes.com. We got this shirt in black and white. We've got a green one that's really subtle. We've got render tees in different colors, hoodies, stickers, key tags, everything. Every $5 gets you an entry. There's like 2 weeks left. So, but anyway, just want to mention that before I forget. Oh, got more bolts falling out. It's kind of like the end of an era. Taking this thing apart. All right, big moment. What are we gonna find? Oh man. Oh man. Everything is just cake. That's wild. Let me show you guys like a little more up close look. See all that on the cam lobes? It looks like they've been sitting outside in the rain and got rusted. Because there's just no lubrication. I mean, there's a little bit of corrosion from the car sitting out, but you wouldn't normally get that if they were coated in oil still, but there was no oil for them to be coated in. Man, that's pretty gnarly. I guess we'll pop the cam caps out and see what we got as far as the journals go, because I am gonna bet they are very scored. Honestly, not that bad. I'll give you guys an up close here in a second. As far as the caps go, I mean, basically the same story. There's a little bit of scarring. That's actually a pretty good bit of scarring. That's like you ran your engine without oil for a little bit kind of scarring. I wonder why. They've all got a pretty similar amount, honestly. These all have that hard groove in the center. Well, it's basically they're trashed on the outsides and the center's still okay. Yeah, it's all the exact same. So my guess would be the oil squirter is here in the center, like where the oil comes up into that cam journal. So I would guess that that center was the only part getting any sort of lubrication, and because it was syrup and vegetable oil, it wasn't working its way out to the outside edges of the cam lobe. Very, very interesting. That goes back to failure being more than just heat, because it seems like just the viscous properties of the fluid didn't allow it to lubricate properly. Let me see if I can pop a couple of these lifters out real quick before we flip it and do the pan. All right, well, none of these are budging. Oh, we got one. So firm. See, look at the buildup. You see that? Oh, what a surprise. You put syrup in your engine and you're surprised something bad happened. Yeah, there's a lot of buildup. This is from, my guess would be this is from the syrup getting hot, and as it got hot and crystallized and turned back into sugar, it just started depositing everywhere. All right, let's flip this thing over and take a gander from underneath. Then we can pull the head off, which we're probably gonna see most of the damage from the top anyway. As you can see, this car was very well maintained, cleaned religiously, old lady owner, only driven to and from church on the weekends and to get ice cream. Highway miles only. Never had an issue. Never left me down. Let me down, not left me down. I'm an idiot. As soon as I cracked the pan, I just got a huge whiff of burnt pancake. Oh my God. Oh, that smells horrible. You guys do not understand how bad this smells right now. Oh, that's rough. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to eat pancakes ever again. Like, seriously. Let me give you guys a tour before we pull the baffle off so you can see it just as we found it. So, windage tray, baffle, trashed, rod, bent in half, chilling. That to me looks like a chunk of piston. Straight goo. Straight up goo. That oil scrubber ring, regular piston ring. Oh Man, this is gnarly. The screen was clogged, as I anticipated. I bet you that thing is like 100% caked on the inside, which is probably a big reason why it failed. Otherwise, I mean, this is pretty bad though. This is what our syrup turned into, is this goo. So I'm gonna get some gloves back on and we're gonna dig further into this thing. Oh man, I don't know why I keep smelling it. It smells horrible. Look at this rod though. Yeah, that would explain why we only got a cord out. Ooh, we're gonna have to explore that too. We only slung one rod. Ooh, that piston is broken in half. Excited to get the head off here. Got a chunk of piston right there. No, no, just got it everywhere. That was supposed to go in there. This is why I don't play basketball. Oh, holy shit. All right, well, that's cylinder number 4. So we can get that piece of piston out. Oh yeah, there's half your piston. That's wild. Wow, bent the oil squirter. Crank's stuck against the oil squirter because it bent the oil squirter out over the crank. That's interesting. You can see the rest of the piston down there. We'll try to knock these out real quick. Cylinder walls look fresh, just needs a rehone. Except for that one.
Electronic invention I want you to see.
You can just see all the buildup right here from where the syrup was blowing by, essentially. But the pistons themselves are in good shape. Rods are solid. That's for me using the screwdriver to bang it out. But all the bearings, like, surprisingly look okay. Ooh, that one's done. Oh, is that number 4?
3.
Okay. Well, we found a bearing that's trash. This is number 3. On number 3.
Yeah, that's where the hole is.
That's weird,
And
because...
then that one came out the oil pan.
But what came out? Because the other 3 pistons and rods are okay. The last thing we can do... Oh, yeah. Look at that. That's literally as pulled up. Oh, you can see it on the housing too. Long block for sale. Don't know why it doesn't have good oil pressure. Probably just needs a new pump. Yeah, wow.
How's it going?
I'm gonna try to cut this filter apart so we can look at it, because it's gotta be effed. All right, cut it open with a razor knife. Oh yeah, look at that.
See it?
The pleats are completely caked.
Yeah,
They got a lot of metal in them too.
we threw 2 rods.
Oh, even the inside, look at that. And that is as nasty as I expected it would be. All right, well, I guess that's pretty much it. There's not really anything else we could do. I could pull the crank out, but that's not really gonna tell us anything. Definitely wanted to see, the experiment videos are silly, but there was like a goal to kind of just see if it would work. Because you wonder, there's a lot of things that you hear people say, like, you gotta change your oil every 3,000 miles, and we know that's a myth. And I don't know, it seemed like syrup would work if you thought about it for about 3 seconds. If you thought about it any longer than that, you'd realize 100% it wouldn't, and now we know why it wouldn't. Doesn't work at all. Works terrible. Oh, I want to show you guys the inside of the oil pan. The rod flew through it, and then... Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh, there's chunks of stuff in here. Look at that. I don't know what the grayish stuff is. How much? Because when we drained it, only like a quart came back out, and it was coming out nice and slow. Got another rod pin. Oh man, this just smells bad. All right, well, that's gonna be it for this video. If you guys are interested in seeing how this damage happened, if you haven't already, Link will be down below. Drift Fed giveaway link will be down below. And subscribe to the channel for more normal stuff and potentially more stupid, crazy, but fun stuff. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Oh shit, get out! It's on fire! Shut it off!
Don't get it too far because it's just going to travel everywhere. Yeah. Bigger place. Well, don't have to worry about overheating the block or anything.
Well, there's nothing gonna like colder now.